on the backside.
Well, we made it down here. And where here is, I'm not going to tell you, because you'll want to hunt it too.
Alberta, Canada.
Yeah, that's right. But we are going to do the old dead down wind thing and get back here in the timber and see if we can make this happen. So, more in a minute. We just walked out onto what looks like a winter wheat field. Back in 2003. October 2003. I was down here in this same spot, October 2nd. I missed a young deer at about 30 yards. In this field it had soybeans in it then. And I was right back here in this tree line that kind of runs back to the west, probably in one of those pole timber type trees with my climber. Mark and I are going to check out this drainage ditch down here and see if we can figure out where they're crossing this field. We've seen some good fresh sign in this field. Now we're going to come down in here and there's a really big drainage ditch that runs straight down to the South Grand River. And he's back in there now scouting it out, so I'm going to see if he's found a crossing. Back in here now. Run back in here and see what he found out. I'm looking down in this big old drainage ditch here. See the other side of it there. And Mark and I are thinking they're actually coming up through here like this. And there's a fresh path that runs back through here like this. And then he's over there right now checking it out. But he's kind of looking here because we're just west of the winter wheat field over there. The south half of it looks like it was in the CRP. This is looking more promising here. Well, I'm not going to be able to get up too high here, but sometimes you just can't find a tree that these things work in real good. So, that's going to be about it right there. Well, this is taking me longer to get settled in than I thought it was going to, but this is about really the best tree in this area. Yeah, by the time I get all full set up here and everything, it's going to be about 5:30. But this really does look like a pretty good spot. So, I'm going to do a little pan action here and show you what it looks like. Then I'm going to settle in. We're just really not that far off the ground here. I doubt my feet are more than 6-7 feet in the air. But this is about the best I can do, I'm afraid. So, sunset's gonna be at 7 o'clock. We've got shooting light till 7:30. Sitting here on the east side of a really big drainage ditch. And a strip of timber. And we're just west of a winter wheat field / probably CRP. But I had my first experience in the wild last night with the Gorilla camera arm. I had a little bit of trouble with the camming, but got to playing around it with it here in the daylight, and it turned out to be alright. I think it was just, probably just had too much webbing through there or something last night, but you can see it's a little twisted right there right now, but I'll get more accustomed to using that. I'm sure it's adequate. I like the screws on this thing. You know, you can actually, you kind of try to
imagine a stand being in this tree at this moment. Got those in the garage, but you've got a spring-loaded deal right here that allows you to slide this in and out if you want. It's got a little velvet covering on it, keep from making too much noise. I notice it makes a little noise, but it's all right. You can get it set up and get it where you want it. For the most part, I think it's going to be good. But you can swing it this way. You can get it around over here, depending on where your shot's going to be coming from. And then up here, you have the ability to. There's all kinds of screws on here that allow you to level it and whatnot, so that if your tree is not straight, like this tree right here, you can see it's kind of going up at an angle. You can go ahead and get yourself squared away to the world with all these screws on here and stuff, and I think it's going to work out good. So we'll see if we can get a deer on it here one of these days. Howdy folks. I thought I'd try a little something here on my channel. I hunt a lot of public land, and as you guys know who hunt a lot of public land, your opportunities get kind of tough sometimes out there unless you really get off the beaten path. So I thought, rather than trying to bring you a deer hunting show that always had a deer, some deer footage, being able to see deer, or a lot of times a harvest, that I would maybe start doing a video log about my trips and the times that Mark will be able to share with me as well. And primarily the area that we'll be hunting, Mark and I will be hunting together when we're on public land, is going to be a area that is several thousand acres of land that is in the county where I live, Cass County, Missouri. It's about 45 minutes from my house. Now, as you guys know, there ain't no good bow hunter out there who's going to give his spots away. I don't really have that many spots down there right now because I haven't hunted that place since about 2003. But I'm going to be getting back into it. Anybody who's in the area can figure out the name, and anybody who goes to Google Earth can figure it out too. Not a bad little deal there, really. This particular piece of property has got food sources on it. The Missouri Department of Conservation does a really good job in maintaining it. Ponds, water sources around it. Lots of timber. But the really cool thing about it is that they have taken all of the firearms deer hunting out of the equation, and they only allow bow hunting. So that's fine with me. Trick for you guys, I don't know if you know how to do this or not. It's pretty simple. You don't really have to be that computer savvy. You can go on Google Earth once you download the application to your computer. You can use it to do a lot of your scouting from the air. If you get yourself a United States Geological Survey map, USGS map, you can look at the contours as well. And a lot of times the contours are revealed anyway by looking at an aerial, if you know what you're doing. But I took from the parking lot, did a little bit of planning before we went down there, and I followed a trail that was apparent from the air, from the parking lot to the field that we would be hunting, and it was about a half a mile. So not all that far off the beaten path, but it was all downhill toward the river, and it would have been fun getting a deer out. So I like to hunt areas where there's not going to be a lot of people. So I kind of like to be back in there. I want to be by myself, spend some quality time in God's creation, communing with my Maker.